Psycho-Pass takes place in a dystopian future where law and order are not just dictated by crimes committed, but also by crimes that will be committed. There is this thing called the Sybil system, a large supercomputer that can instantly psychologically evaluate someone on the spot. If their psychological evaluation, or Psycho-Pass, has too much of a high number, they are deemed a latent criminal and instantly thrown into jail. No judge, no jury, no court. If this sounds very cruel and dictatorish, it is. But the show is actually treating it very even-handedly, with everyone with a high Psycho-Pass in jail just being a psychotic freak. Our main character is Akane Suzumori, a newly appointed police inspector whose job is to patrol around the city and look for other latent criminals while using other latent criminals as their coordinators. With this task force assembled, they must work together in order to get to the bottom of a growing conspiracy to take down the Sybil system as it is. And I can't really blame them because Sybil system's fucked up. Despite the completely dumb-sounding premise, the writing in this thing is actually pretty solid. I mean, the story's good, the characters are good, the narrative's good, the, scenarios are good, animation's good. If I can describe the plot in one emotion, it would be tense. Because you don't know what this show is going to throw at you. I mean, by the time you figured out what characters' motivations are, it's already going to give you a heel turn and actually do something that surprised you. I mean, you have your by-the-books character archetypes. I mean, every character is the character they should be, the guy who wants to follow law and order, the guy who wants to, break law and order just to uphold it, the old guy who remembers the good old days, the girl, the other girl, and the crazy scientist lady. But these characters actually do have a surprising amount of depth. Some most than others, but I'll take what I can get. The one thing you should be impressed by in this show is its animation, because it does a lot of fun stuff. For instance, everything in this future is done by hologram. Take Akane's apartment for instance. She just has a basic apartment setup. Chair, couch, bed, TV. But with holographic technology, she can make it look like the freaking Taj Mahal. However, it's not too clear on how clothing works. Are people just walking around naked with holograms all over them, or are they just putting the holograms on and then they throw on the clothes? It would have to be the latter because it's cold outside and people are wearing jackets. And holographic technology also applies to security drones. See, since there's no need for a court system, the police really just need drones to do basic law and order enforcement, but they still need humans for, crime solving and stuff. But the drones are just scary robot men, so they have to use the holographic technology to disguise themselves as, little playful mascots, who are still kind of a bit of nightmarish, but hey, you're not trying to freak people out in the, classic sense. There's that. And of course the Dominators, the new weapon that the law enforcement use, have the ability to scan people's Psycho-Pass. If the Psycho-Pass is below 100, the Dominator is going to remain locked. If it's above 100, it becomes unlocked, and various steps of handling that situation are unlocked as well, such as stun, annihilate, all those good stuff. However, guns are banned. There are no more guns in this future, just Dominators. And the animation on the Dominators is actually pretty fucking sick. I mean, I was actually looking forward to when they actually met someone with a high Psycho-Pass, and that Dominator actually started to stretch out. They are really having fun with the animation on this show. It's another one of those elements in the show that you can never guess what's going to happen next. And the villains are actually very sympathetic in this. I mean, you understand their goals and you kind of sort of want them to succeed in that. Because, again, the Sybil system's kind of fucked up. There's also a very intense scene with one of the villains that makes you kind of want to root for him, but not really this time. But again, it's one of those things that you really can't see coming. You really don't know what's going to happen in this show. It's just going to throw curveball after curveball at you. I mean, they aren't going to be the same person they were at the beginning. By the end of the show, they are going to be a completely different person. That's all I can say. I really do like this show, however, I do have some negatives. The music's not all that interesting. I mean, it's good, but it's not interesting in the level that you want it to be. Or at least that doesn't happen until the very end. Also, a lot of subplots get brought up, but get dropped completely. Like, we didn't just see that. There's a lot of nitpicky plot holes that really don't make much sense. Like, why do the police drones just stop people with high Psycho-Passes? Shouldn't they be stopping anybody? who was just doing anything mischievous. I mean, you'd think that the Sybil system would kind of figure out people would find a way around the whole psychopath thing. Greetings from the future. I am Future Drake, and I have come to impose on past Drake's review because there is more information that needs to be added. You see, in the 4 weeks after making this video, Psycho-Pass 2 was just released. And I sat down to watch some more of that. And you know what? It's still good. It's really nice to watch the characters continue on from where they were in Season 1. The animation is still top-notch, and the music has improved. However, the intro theme song kinda spoils who the bad apple of the bunch is. Even so, I still would like to know what they were going with this character. And also, it looks like they're going to be tackling some plot points that were dropped in the first season. And if they do that, this show is the greatest thing ever. And if they don't, well, that's a little bit nitpick than I have about the show. The characters in the show are still interesting, and I still recommend it, even though the full season isn't done yet. There are also 2 extended universe mangas that are definitely worth checking out. But now that I've said my piece to that, I guess I have to go back to the future for me. But really, the big complaint is, you gotta ask yourself, who in their right mind in this universe thought this was gonna be a good idea? Law enforcement performed via psych-evaluation through supercomputer. That is the worst idea ever. But you know what? This show does not give a fuck. It's gonna do what it's gonna do, and you sit there and you shut up. And you know what? I ain't even mad. So in short, if you're looking for a new police thriller anime, or just looking to get into something new, then Psycho-Pass is the anime for you.
You don't like the way I'm doing things? Shoot me with your Dominator.